Aranya Parvam spans for 13 years, and for the entire 13 years, the focus is on dharma, how to lead a life which is abiding to dharma. They lot of rishis, munis, lot of people come to Dharmaraja and they teach him, or they give examples of people from the past who have lived a very dharmic life. So there will be lows and highs in your life, right? Sometimes even Dharmaraja, after knowing so much about dharma and everything, he feels very sorry that he lost his entire kingdom and everything, not for himself. He's feeling sad for his wife and brothers. He thinks that, oh, because of me, my wife and my brothers are have to go through so much in their lives. That is what he thinks. And sometimes his brothers think like that. His brothers think, oh, my brother who's supposed to be the emperor, who is the emperor, has to now come and sleep on the floor where there is not even a proper bedding, proper arrangement for the beds. So, and he's they're feeding on the roots, honey and things like that, right? They're not even having proper well cooked elaborate food. 7 course meal is what they used to have every single day, and now they don't have. Then so because of these kind of lows and highs that they see, time and again so many rishis came, and so many rishis used to give them a lot of knowledge around how to keep up with their spirit, how to not feel low, and how a lot of different people around the world faced all these kind of hardships and how they came out of it. For example, they one of the rishis come and tell them about Ramayana. Rama also went on Aranyavasa, right? So he also went through a lot of pain during that period, and how he handled the entire thing. Yes.
Was Rama dead by the time this happened?
Yes, Rama Avatara came to a conclusion. We should never use words like death for Rama and Krishna. We never do that, because they are only ending that particular avatar and going back as Vishnu, right? So they're technically, huh?
Was that over by the time this
Yeah, it was over. That was Treta Yuga. This is Dwapara Yuga. So it is done. Yeah. Then what? Then they also get taught about Nala Damayanti. There's a couple called Nala and Damayanti, and Nala also gets into this game of dice, and he loses everything.
Oh.
He loses everything, and he goes to the Aranya. So about their story. Huge. It's large episode. It talks about how they got to meet each other, how they got married, and after that how they had kids, and how he entered into this game of dice, what happens afterwards, and how he again regains his kingdom. So the entire episode, there's a very detailed account of all that. I'm not really going into all of those details, because if we went, it will be a huge digression from the main story, and it will the concept, the whole point of every story is how to stay close to the God, how to stay dharmic, how to not lose your hope, how to behave when, how to maintain that composure and posture when things are not going as per your plan. Then I'm only going to touch upon the most important events in Aranya Parva. So there are about 7 to 8 most important things that we all need to know about Aranya Parva and how they impact the story further down the line. One of the most important things that happens, okay, let me come in the order. So one day what happens is Krishna and Satyabhama, they visit Pandavas who are in, I think at that point of time they were in Dvaitavana. So entire Aranya Kanda happens between, Aranya Parva happens between Kamyakavana and Dvaitavana. So at this point of time, I think they are in Dvaitavana, and Sri Krishna and Satyabhama, they both. Satyabhama is one of the 8 wives of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna has 8 wives. Satyabhama is one of them. So along with Satyabhama, he visits. So the conversation between Satyabhama and Draupadi is much spoken about than what happens between Pandavas and Krishna.
So in one episode that I watched, since I wasn't there, Karna said, according to Dharma, a woman should only have one husband. So is it the same thing for a man to?
No. For men, the rules were different. For men, certain Kshatriya kings could have multiple wives, and certain kings opted, or they decided for themselves that I'll not have multiple wives, like Rama decided to take only one wife for his entire life. It was only Sita was his wife, but Dasharatha had 3 wives, right? You know, multiple kings who had many kings who had multiple wives, but generally you don't come across a lot of women having multiple husbands. That's very unusual and unheard of. So, Satyabhama brings up a very interesting topic with Draupadi. So, if you have seen any movies or heard listened to any other stories, Satyabhama always is trying to get attention from Sri Krishna. She's a little bit jealous compared to other wives. Like, other wives are fine. Rukmini is fine. Rukmini doesn't really, is not a jealous person. She doesn't think that, okay, Sri Krishna is not giving me enough time. All of those complaints she doesn't have. But Satyabhama always is like, I should be the first priority to Sri Krishna, that kind of mentality. The most important people who you encounter in stories and different things is Rukmini and Satyabhama. Satyabhama is the one who killed Narakasura also. Satyabhama killed Narakasura. Yes. So Satyabhama is kind of little bit of, she has an iota of jealousy in her.
Didn't Satyabhama kill Narakasura?
That's what I said.
Because he had a boon that
he had a boon that his mother only could kill him, and she is incarnation of Bhudevi. Narakasura is a son of Bhudevi, and that is how she can only kill him.
Didn't Narakasura like steal someone like Satyabhama's earring?
No, not that I'm aware of. No. Let's not divert from the main story. Okay, we will talk about Aranya Parva. I don't know. I don't think he steals any earrings or anything like that. I don't think. Okay. Now, Satyabhama is that kind of a person, and Satyabhama asks an interesting question to Draupadi. She says, "I have one husband, and I am not able to." You should not use words like control or anything, but I am not able to keep him closer to me. And how you having 5 husbands, how do you even do it? Because all of your husbands, if you say something, that is a final thing. That is a final. They don't argue with you. They don't counter your thing. They take your word for whatever it is. They don't go beyond it. Do you have any mythical or magical power spell that you have put on your husbands? She asks. And that's a very offensive statement to make, especially for a person like Draupadi. If you're talking about a person like Draupadi, she is with that kind of a personality that using tricks and things like that on any person is considered very mean, right? Then she gets very offended. She gets angry, but then immediately she controls herself, and then she looks at Satyabhama like a little, like her own little sister, and she tries to give her a nice, good advice. She tells her how a spouse should behave, how a wife should be towards her duties and responsibilities. She goes on to talk about how she used to take care of the entire administration. So while she is in the king, while they were in Mayasabha and they had this kingdom and everything, neither Dharmaraja nor any of her 4 brothers used to worry about the treasury of the of that particular place. They never used to worry about that. It was the keeper of that entire wealth is Draupadi. She used to take care of so much of administration. Dharmaraja never had to worry about what kind of dana or dharma is happening within the country. It was always Draupadi, and she knew how to take care of her husbands. She knew what are the duties and what are the responsibilities of a wife, and how they have so many servants, right? But there were certain things that only Draupadi used to take care of. Never she used to delegate anything to any of her servants. So it's very irrelevant, because considering the age group of all of you, but it's a very interesting account that Draupadi gives, I think we all should really spend time to read about it. I went through, I read all of that, and I read about it twice actually. It was so beautifully written. Can you give that mic to her?
What do you mean it's like not part of our age group?
Because you guys are 10-year-olds, and giving you a very detailed account of how a wife should behave is not really important to you guys, right? That's why. Okay, now I'm touching upon this topic because it is very important, and when you grow up and when you want to read Mahabharata for yourself, when you encounter this, you will know, okay, auntie said this, probably I'll read about it. Draupadi and Satyabhama Samvad, the conversation. Then